I know it seems like I'm spamming stuff, but we are back with another car talk, another car video. I almost went on peptides. That was like a little thing. I don't think I'm gonna go on peptides though, chat. Advise me on if I should or not. I'm trying to see if it's worth it for deep loading. But one thing I will say is that first off, integrity with my parents is a huge thing, right? Like, it's kind of ironic because I used to lie a lot as a kid, and now I don't go for that. And so I'm very much at this point seeing two sides, and I don't know what's true or what's false, right? But I was talking, because I'm gonna have to take out loans next year for sure. Only half, actually I will have to take out loans because, God willing, I will get that ELC scholarship, and because I'm getting that ELC scholarship, I'm going to get $20K a year, and then my school's gonna be paid for, right? And I only have to pay a couple $1,000 out of pocket. That's what's gonna happen. But I was worried about my housing situation because I don't know what my housing looked like, because it's cheaper to get an apartment than an actual on-campus housing. But with the way loans are structured and everything, it's like how does that work? So I have to research that definitely this week and go to financial aid and demand some more money. But I know everything's in God's hands. But it triggered a long talk, showing bank statements and this and that, and it's like, at this point, I've had this talk so many times. Only thing I gain from it is that I've learned to be financially independent from a young age, because the worst thing is asking for something because you're not able to get it yourself and hearing no, right? Or I can't, or I don't have it, right? And it's like, you can't blame them because it's not your cash, but it's not your cash. And so I would say ever since maybe 15, 16 years old, I've been learning to be financially dependent. But obviously, food and stuff and everything, I'd always depend on my parents for roof over the head. Obvious, that's just parental stuff. But even gifts, I wouldn't ask for gifts unless it comes to my birthday, and then even then I would get my hopes high because of that dependence. I'd like to purchase my clothes myself, everything that I have, phone, almost all the stuff I have bought myself. My PC was a very generous gift I've asked for 5 years from my cousin, right? Besides the point, let's look at to even the point now to where food, everything very, very soon is going to become financially about myself. Now, luckily, I feel like I'm at the point where I'm at the brink of training. I haven't made a single payout yet, but I know it's a snowball effect. I know I'm going to reinvest it. And there's stuff I have to do, right? But my first payout, I'm not even paying myself out. It's going one towards investments, and then two towards more capital, immediately more capital. Because we need to flip it, right? We need to flip it. So I won't be paying myself out for a while. And then maybe the second payout, I pay myself $200-300 just for date money. But unless it goes towards my general expenses of health and trading, I don't pay myself. I'm not gonna pay myself, right? I want to be able to be in a good financial position to pay for a good gift for my girlfriend's birthday. I want to save up as well to be able to go to Ibiza this summer. I have big goals. I want to, the ideal scenario would be tuition's paid for, and then boom, bam, bob. What happens is I do Towers half a semester, which is on-campus housing, and then I get an apartment for the other half of of the other semester, the second semester, and I get all scholarships. I get a full ride, and then I would get about maybe $8,000 to $10,000 in take home from scholarships because I would be living on campus, and so that could be great, right? The way I'm structuring that, I'm still trying to figure that out, but that's if I'm able to garner another $20,000 from recurring scholarships. Then I'd be able to go to school for free. I actually be getting paid to go to school. Like right now, I'm on loans for $21,000. I'm expecting $21,000 to be paid off, and then $4,000 to go into my bank account, which will be good. I'm gonna structure it in such a sense where trading, investments. But honestly, I'm thinking about being a degenerate and doing none of that, because depending on when I get it, it could help pay for my visa and Portugal trip. So we'll see. This is a quick little video because it's a tiring convo to continue to have with my parents about money. And I know even if I have all the money in the world, it doesn't fix all issues, but it's a big one my family's having right now. I would even say money, I would say integrity. And then integrity in finances. But it's at this point, I'm really deciphering, especially by the second year, whether I should even, if I'm not going to school for dang near free, unless, which I will, I'm flipping some amazing chicken to feel the right to dash out $20K out of my own personal thing just to do something I don't want to do. We shall see. Quick little car talk. Prayed, had a really good prayer today, really powerful prayer today. Prayed to enter the markets, attack the markets, extract money from the markets. 3 trades away. 3 very precise trades away from a good payout. So, I'm making sure that will happen, because if so, I'm not expecting obviously to, it could happen by end of March, sure. But with the way the markets just did, it could happen by mid-April. But I'd still amazing thing to happen. I'm gonna be very careful because all I need is 3. I sadly, I would have needed just literally 1, but I put a consistency rule on myself, and so I know now for the future never to do that again. But I'm gonna definitely get more capital. I'm really focusing my capital on these 3 firms: FTMO, the Fivers accepts US clients now, so the Fivers, and you're my baby boy, Alpha Capital. And then funding pips. I just don't like the platforms funding pips and the Fivers use, but it's fine. Hopefully they get back with Trade Locker or get MT5 for US. But like I was saying, I'm finna leave, I dare you. I'm pregnant. Like I was saying, MT5. Those are the 4 firms: FTMO, the Fivers, Alpha Capital, funding pips. After that, anything else other than that, maybe funded next as the 5th. We'll see. I'm really trying to make sure I have, if I could get my personal account, I want to build a personal account. That's number 1. And I want to start that off when I have $10,000 expended capital that I can put into it and obviously grow it. Darwin X, that is strategic future capital. Private traders, so trading private funds. I'm going to ask them that once I get to that point. So around the end of this year, beginning of next year, I need to build a solid repertoire. And then Darwin X, right? So if I manage like 3 million in prop firm funds, I manage like 400K in 400K in private funds. I have a nice 70K account, no, 100K account that I'm trading personally, that I'm flipping. I can't lie, I'm stacking that cheese. I'm stacking that cheese. So, you know, I know I could get to a really, really amazing point by the end of senior year. As a freshman right now. 3-4 years, I'm gonna be stacking some overly amount of cheese. And obviously, this is not like I'm doing that and I'm doing that and I'm doing that. I'm always adapting to the markets. I will say one thing. That's not. I'm soon gonna obviously open up to different business ventures, especially with more capital, property management, all that, and then after that, it's like property management, and then I'm just gonna sit on a nice piece of NASDAQ and the S&P. That's really the main goal as well. Probably like diversify investments, yes, property management, but then sit on a nice piece of NASDAQ, get into all that trust beneficiary stuff, and then just start borrowing against my thing. Because I say it now and it'll probably grow, but like, at least for me personally, all for me, bro, look, if I'm spending more than $500,000 a year, I low-key need to chill, right? Like, life doesn't need to get that expensive. 5 million in the NASDAQ, nice 10% yearly, and that's just from that, and I have different stuff going on too. I'm gonna be pretty sweet. Realistic, I'm gonna be pretty sweet. So 500K in passive income yearly, sounds pretty good to me. So we'll see. At this point, none of this discourages me. It's almost like my mom said, like it all molds me, right? It all builds me, and it just shows me like I still have a goal ahead. I still have stuff to do. There's still a plan ahead, so I gotta keep going.